Welcome to Mystic Soul Revival with Forrest Rivers. The power of synchronicities. Synchronicity, a term coined by the late psychologist Carl Jung, is said to occur when an objective event meaningfully relates to one's inner state of dreaming, fantasy, or feeling. In a person's synchronistic encounter, there is no causal connection between the objective event and one's inner state of being. In other words, the mainstream science community cannot explain this phenomenon through the linear framework of cause and effect. Event A caused event B to happen. I wish to share with you 3 stories of divine synchronicities that I've experienced to demonstrate the power of this phenomenon. And my hope is that when you're done watching this video, you'll go down into the comment section below and share your own divine synchronicities with me, and we could start a beautiful conversation. Story number 1, the Hawaii connection. One day, while hiking at a park just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, I stopped along the trail to meditate. It was a beautiful day outside, and I felt connected and inspired. I sat down and fell into a deep meditation. While in this exalted state, I soaked up the afternoon sun and visualized my visit to the island of Maui, Hawaii, 10 months earlier. Inwardly, I recounted how that enchanted place had sprung my soul to life. I fixed my mind on one of the beautiful mountains I had climbed and visualized the infinite sea of crystal blue water to one side of the peak. Towards the opposite face of the mountain, I recalled the lush green canopy of tropical trees. There, in this blissful state, I silently asked the universe if I was destined to someday return to Hawaii to live. As I asked this question, I continued to summon the intense feelings of connection I felt while on that mountaintop. After about 30 minutes of meditation, I came out of my trance and stood up to make my way back to the trail. However, not more than 2 steps onto the path, I encountered the first person I had seen on the entire hike. He appeared to be in his mid-30s, was 6 feet tall, and had short dark hair. However, it was what the man was wearing that caught my eye. He had on an orange sweatshirt with one word embroidered on it in large purple letters. You guessed the word, Hawaii. I nearly fell over in disbelief. After a stunned couple of seconds, I introduced myself to him and asked if he had ever been to the island. He responded that he had gone once before and absolutely loved it. For a moment, I debated if I should tell him about the meditation and his special role as the outer manifestation of my inner state of feeling. But I thought that he might think I was insane. I pondered the deeper meaning of this event on the 2-mile walk back to the car. Story 2. The dream and a text message. One evening, I had a vivid dream about my dear friend Austin. In it, he appeared sad and in desperate need of someone to talk to. I could feel that he was both confused and heartbroken. The dream continued to unfold in a series of random sequences of Austin in sad and depressed states. Then very suddenly, I awoke from the dream. In that split second of waking, I reached for my cell phone to check the time. More out of habit than anything else. The time read 7:08. At that exact moment, with the phone still in my hand, a text message came in from Austin. In the message, he asked if I would come over to his house for breakfast. Later in the day, we went for a walk together and I learned that his partner had been unfaithful to him. Later, I would recount both the dream and the divine timing of the text message to Austin. His reaction was one of sheer bewilderment. Story 3, and this is my favorite, howling wolves at sunset. It was a beautiful day outside. The birds were singing, the sun was shining brightly, and a cool autumn breeze swept across the countryside. I was hiking with my dear friend Jamie, back down Forrest Service Road 316, in the heart of the Great Smoky Mountains. And as a quick aside, the number 316, biblically speaking, is not lost on me. That's a very significant number. In any case, we had walked about 6 miles and were 20 minutes from my car when the divine fully presented itself. We had stopped to smoke a bit of ganja and to reflect on our inspiring journey together. To commemorate the moment, I expressed to my friend that I wished to recite a few prayers that I had compiled over the past week. The collection included sacred Buddhist, Sioux Indian, Hindu, Sufi, and Christian invocations to the Absolute. I opened my journal and began to read the first lines from the Buddhist loving kindness selection. It read as follows: May all beings be free from danger. May all beings be free from mental suffering. At the exact moment that I recited these lines, a pack of wolves began howling in unison with the prayer. The tone of their soulful expressions was both haunting and awesome. The hairs on our necks stood at full attention. It felt as though the wolves were inside our souls, playing their heart-stringed instruments. Because it was nearing sunset, I immediately placed my beloved companion, Abby, on leash and finished reciting the Buddhist prayer. I then listened, mesmerized. After a minute or two, the primal calls of howling stopped. Jamie and I then glanced at one another in silent recognition of this divine moment. Chills ran down our spines as it became evident to us that the infinite was speaking through the wolves. What were these loyal, divine beings trying to convey? Oneness, unity, stillness, sacred earth connection. As we continued our walk back down to the car, the energy of the forest felt particularly heightened and pure. Soon, the glorious sun began to set over majestic blue mountains, and I knew deep within that my home was heaven on earth. If you like what you heard today, you can click on the subscribe button below, and I would love to hear your own divine synchronicities. So much peace and love to everybody. Om Shanti.